You're still wearing masks till Christmas, this little lunatic says. What? Still wearing masks through Christmas of this year, folks. And let me tell you something. You think they're really going to tell you in mid-December, okay, everybody, take your masks off? What have I been telling you? If they get their way, you will be under mask mandates in blue states and in federally controlled areas. That means airplanes. That means any federal government property. You will be under a mask mandate until the summer of 2022. That's what we are heading for. I know these cowards. I know these idiots. I know what they're going to do. Now, I'm hoping it doesn't come to that because enough people are just going to say there's basically no real risk of COVID out there once enough people are vaccinated. This is crazy. We're not going to do this anymore. The only way this ends is mass public noncompliance. Or you can wait until the summer of 2022. Those are your options. You can have mass noncompliance, or you wait till summer 2022. Basically, let me put it this way. When we get to the point where I can walk through my lobby in New York City and some jackass who watches too much MSNBC, who pulls out his phone and videotapes, who goes, this is Buck Sexton, he's not wearing a mask, he's literally putting lives in danger, until every other person around him would be like, hey, man, stop being an idiot. Like, he doesn't have COVID. He's probably already been vaccinated. No one's died of COVID in New York who wasn't over 90 in the last month. Like, calm down. Until that happens, this keeps going. Okay? Until that happens, this continues on. It's just the nature of the mass hysteria we're going through. And notice, even when Fauci's talking about this, what do you mean by normal? I mean, what does normal even mean? It's almost like if you were to ask little Bill Clinton, you're like, hey, what's normal? It's like, I don't know. I mean, for some people, normal's like, staying home on a Friday night, eating a pizza, watching a movie. For me, normal's like watching one of those all-lady mud wrestling competitions at a bar where they've also got one of those mechanical bulls and all the ladies, I don't know if they've got bikinis on or something, but that's normal. I mean, right? Normal can be a whole bunch of different things. Normal can be whatever you say it is. What we mean is no more lockdown tyranny, no more mitigation mandates, none of this. That's normal. Normal means life the way we lived it while 50,000 people a year were dying from the flu. And we were like, look, you're going to live your life. No one can guarantee you safety. The flu is out there. Do your best. See what happens. I had a good friend from the media business a few years ago die of the flu. It was a couple of years ago. It can happen. Died of swine flu. But we don't shut down. I mean, it was a tragic story. It was heartbreaking to all the people that knew her really well. But you look at whether society is willing to accept that things like flu deaths are going to happen. The answer was yes. But with COVID, we've set up this completely unrealistic expectation that we're going to get to a place where no one has to worry at all about this. And you know how they're going to keep this going? Because the caseload is going to keep going down and down. More and more vaccinations, the caseload is going to go down and down and down. And then you know what they're going to start talking about? The new variants. So what's going to happen, and I'm telling you, please listen to me, because I know that they're going to try this. I don't know if they'll be successful, but as the cases decline nationwide from COVID-19, which is already down, they're already down 70% in the last month from the peak. I mean, if this was a stock, you'd be, if you had your life savings in this as a stock and you look at the trend, you'd say, oh my gosh, I'm going bankrupt, right? I mean, it's just going down, down, down. And this is great news. Why isn't there more excitement about this? Why isn't Joe Biden? Why aren't you seeing people on CNN? The lead story should be COVID cases down 70%, guys. This is great. This is great. We're really moving in the right direction. I haven't seen that. I keep seeing stories about how, maybe you got a quadruple mask. Maybe you got to put on 8 masks. What? Now? We're going to double mask now when cases are down 70% from the peak already? Now they're telling us to do this? They just want to control. They can't help it. Have you ever been micromanaged by a boss? It's one of the worst things that you can go through in employment. It's actually, in a lot of surveys, the number one reason that a person will leave a job. It's not the pay. It's not the hours. Not the work itself. It's their first line manager. The quickest way to destroy somebody's will to show up for a job is to just bother them on every little thing. Do this, do that, make this change, make that. Just micromanagement is toxic. It's the, you know, it's the rancid piece of, you know, red meat that falls right in the center of your soup from the refrigerator right as you're about to. That's what micromanagement is. You go, oh man, that's gross. I can't eat this now. You know, it's the crusty Band-Aid in your hamburger. There you go. And you just find, you go, oh, I know that was gross. Sorry, some of you are probably eating. Micromanagement is awful. Why do people do it? There are a few reasons. One is the false belief that one can fully control another person to the point where you can make them perfect. Parents do this to kids too, right? Parents are hypercritical. Parents are just so destructive to kids. I mean, I've seen it. I've been around it. I remember when I was a kid, I had some friends whose parents were just, you know, always on them. And it creates its own real anxiety disorder in a sense. You know, nothing's ever good enough. Nothing's acceptable. But they think that if they just keep on poking, if they keep on prodding, if they keep on telling, do this, they'll achieve something better and they'll get credit for it, right? They will benefit from this. That's one reason. But then there's also maybe an even more deep-seated reason for why people like to micromanage, to dictate, to make everything about you something they can tinker with and change and alter and fix and just poke and poke and poke. Same reason why people kind of like bullying. People like to tell other people what to do. People like power. They like that sense. You do this because I say so. You do this because I'm in a position to make you do it. And there's an addiction among the Democrat mentality in America, among the collectivist left, the Democrat Party, to make people do stuff. They want to be a part of the team that gets to tell everybody what they can do about everything. And it's a psychological addiction. The same way that bullies, it turns out, like bullying. This whole thing about, oh, bullies are just insecure and all this. No, bullies like it, and that's why you actually do have to punch them in the mouth sometimes. It's the truth. For all the kids listening, the bullies don't get tired of bullying you. They don't feel bad about it. It actually makes them feel better. They like bullying. They enjoy it. Why you got to punch them in the mouth? Why all the dads out there, teach your kid. Honestly, if they're not that coordinated or strong, palm strike is a really good way to go as well. I'm just saying. My uncle was in law enforcement when I was much younger. Showed me we practiced palm strikes many a time. They don't look as cool. You don't feel as manly. Definitely gets the job done. But anyway, bullies enjoy bullying, and people enjoy micromanaging. They like it. They're addicted to it. And these Democrats right now, for people of that mentality who are also in charge, who like power in the first place, it's like they've been awash in this newfound dictatorial authority. They don't want to let this go. They don't want things to go back to normal where you get to just remember the old America, the pre-COVID America, where you still sometimes, I mean, your words you can't say and things you can't do. But like at the end of the day, you could kind of stick up your middle finger and be like, I'm sorry, this is still America. You know, remember that America's been gone for a year. And there are a lot of people who don't want it to come back. And that's driving a lot of the mentality around COVID and the lockdowns, because they're going to do things like say, what's normal? What's normal? That means life before COVID. That's what normal means, Fauci, you idiot. We all know what it means. Mask up till the end of the year? This guy's going to try to tell you to mask when COVID cases nationwide are in month to month are in the low thousands. 330 million people in America. He'll still, here's a prediction, mark it down. We'll have 10,000 COVID cases in a month. And we'll have that on average, let's say, June, July, August, which would be, by the way, that would be great that the cases have dropped. So, remember, it has a 99.8% survival rate. So do the math. 10,000 cases, you basically have, 1 in 1,000 people die from COVID. It means you're going to have, 10 people a month are going to die from COVID at some point. That is not far off. And I know it's going to feel like a miracle. It's going to be amazing. And I can't wait. We will get there. It will happen. But while that's happening, it's still going to be like, the new variants are out there. And, you got a mask in case the new variant is like really new. And like it's like the 2.0 version with all the FireWire port and all the bigger screen, more expensive, of course. The new version of the COVID is going to be, you better special order that one. That's what we're heading for. It's going to be the new variants. That's what they're going to tell us. Watch and see, and please get ready to join me in a movement of mass noncompliance soon. I can't tell you when. We got to wait for the right time, but there's going to have to be, I'm just not doing this bull crap anymore. I'm just not going to do it. And if you're going to arrest me or fine me, you go for it, but I'm just not going to comply. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.